YouTube, what up, what it do? It's your homie, I go by 2, back with another vid, 2, Jordan to be exact, back with another vid. Shout out to all my subscribers. Make sure y'all like the video. Come on, just hit the like button, subscribe to the channel if you haven't subscribed, hit the notification bell, support the channel because we working on getting to what? 10K subscribers end of this year. Let's get it. Somebody wrote me in the email. It's a female, black female. She wrote me in the email. She told me, she said, "Hey, too, like, I moved from Memphis, Tennessee, and I always wanted to move to Atlanta because I've been to Atlanta, so I decided to move to Buckhead, Atlanta. I left my job, everything. I decided to take a risk." And I said to myself, that is a high risk. She said she moved to some apartments. It started with a C, Carlton, something like that apartment. She said she paying $2,600 a month for one bedroom. She said it's the worst mistake of her life. I said, I know it is the worst mistake of your life. She paying $2,600 a month. She said she could barely keep up with the rent. So she doing deliveries on the side. She working at this car wash place, and she being a waitress. And it still ain't enough. I don't know why y'all Negroes keep running to Atlanta. I love Atlanta, but I'm not finna stay in Atlanta. Atlanta is high. Skyrocket high. High up there with Mars, Bruno Mars, Saturn, all that. It's high. And it's hot. See, y'all gonna understand something, man. The same way you run into Atlanta is other people running to Atlanta too. See, the people that you see in Atlanta most all the time, downtown, all that, that's not the real Atlanta. Those people that came from New York, Miami, all these places to go to Atlanta. You talk to a real Atlanta person, they gonna tell you to stay in them certain places, you got to have money to stay in them places. They used to those prices. Now you put yourself in debt. She also said she ain't even got no car. Like, she be doing deliveries on some little scooter thing she put the food on the back of the scooter and she ride around. Man. And y'all know how traffic is in Atlanta. I don't know how she do it. You gave up your job. You didn't even come down here to a job. You came down here applying for a job. Oh, yeah, she said she came to Atlanta with $3,000. Don't let that go over your head. It's crazy work. What you gonna do with $3,000 in Atlanta? You know how fat you come down to Atlanta with $3,000. Sign a lease for $2,600. What you left with? 400. You can't even she probably in there eating a bologna sandwich in the dark. You ain't got no choice to be. She got to be out here begging. Hey, can you cash at me? She up there selling that thing to eat some chicken wings. Y'all keep trying to overspend, living above your means, trying to impress who? If you wanted to come to Atlanta, you could have easily just got a decent apartment for a nice price. You ain't got to live in Atlanta. You can live on the outskirts somewhere where it's affordable. But you may be in the trenches. Atlanta is no city to be played with. A lot of them people out there that be all on Instagram flexing, knowing that you can rent a Rolls Royce, you can rent a Lamborghini, you can rent all these cars. post pictures, put on Instagram, and make it seem like it's something when it's really nothing. We all seen, remember what Bow Wow? Bow Wow went on it's a fake jet, got on there and fake like he was taking off in a jet. You could do that too. Yeah, you can do it too. I might do it. I might make a video. It's hot in here. I might make a video saying, yeah, I'm taking the jet. Don't miss this jet. See, people is constantly making bad decisions and they blaming life. They blaming everybody else but who? They self. Making these bad decisions. Now, I told the young lady, I said, look, I don't know if you're going to have to break the lease or something, but you're going to have to get yourself out of that lease. You're going to have to do something because you ain't going to be able to afford that. Who do you think you are? Who you think you are? Like, all these dreams, it's okay to chase your dreams. I root for anybody to chase your dreams, but you got to make sure you got money to take care of your bills. A roof over your head. People moving in cities don't have nothing because they hear other people talking about, yeah, I moved to such and such without a dime in my pocket. You believe that if you want to, because you listen to these stories, come to find out they had help. They had a couch to lay on. They had people give them food, give them money. Like, you believe that if you want to. In America, you believe that if you want to. The cost of living is high. You got to save your money. Budget your money. Stop trying to buy all this stuff that you know you can't afford. Trying to buy stuff that you know you can't afford is crazy, and then cry and I ain't got no money. I don't get no money. I hate America. I don't got no. No, you ain't got no money because you make horrible decisions. I thank God I'm not a person that like to spend. All y'all just want to be consumers. Don't want to build nothing. Don't want to have assets. Don't want to do none of that. But just buy. Gucci, Louis, Balenciaga, all this stuff that don't mean nothing. No value in it or nothing. Chains on, gold chains. What is the Rolex, the diamond bust down, all that. Y'all want all that and it don't have no value in it at all. At least if you're going to get a Rolex, at least get it plain Jane, whether it's worth something. You mess up on something, you can sell it. Buy some property. Y'all making this type of money, buy some property. I just don't understand it. And I keep getting these emails about moving to Atlanta and you can't afford Atlanta. And you got people that make these videos, they get on here and talk about Atlanta, but they forget to tell you that they knew they couldn't afford to stay in Atlanta, so they want to talk bad about Atlanta. Ain't nothing wrong with Atlanta. You just can't afford to stay in Atlanta. Until you're able to afford to stay in, and then Buckhead, Atlanta, you need to stay where you at. If you ain't got no promising job to go to, not even just Atlanta, to any other major city, if you ain't got no promising job, you shouldn't be going to no city without a job, with just some savings. You're going to run through your savings so fast, you're going to be on your what? Your ass. So make the right decisions in life, man. Because when you go to these big cities, man, you got to pay to play. You might park somewhere, end up getting tickets you don't know about, like all kind of stuff. Traffic you got to deal with. You competing with a job. You trying to get this job. You may got the qualifications for this job, but you got 1,000 people, 100 people trying to get the same job, and they got the same qualifications. It's about who you know, not what you know. Stop putting yourself in debt when you ain't got to. It's your homie I go by too. Make sure you comment, like, subscribe. Support the channel, man. I'm out.